Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to another 5 Metas Every Pro Should Know video. Last week we were covering urban Mongolia. This week we're going to be covering some roads and important roads in Mongolia, so it should be a lot of fun. Part 2 of our Mongolia video. This is probably going to conclude the series, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a soft spot for Mongolia in my heart, of course. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, don't forget to drop a like and a comment down below. Alright, meta number 1 back in the beautiful country of Mongolia once again. We're going to be talking about snow coverage. So snow coverage in Gen 3 is pretty much going to be found around Ulaanbaatar here. A lot in Darkon, of course, as we highlighted in that last video. And there's going to be a little stretch here. And this is where snow coverage is actually visible, by the way, where you can actually see the snow on the ground. And yeah, a little bit here, which is kind of tough to get. Because it's hard to distinguish from like this car, for example. Like, but yeah, after a little bit of practice, you guys can get it. But yeah, you're pretty much driving through like an interesting like little hailstorm here as you move south of Ulaanbaatar. Look how absolutely snowy it is on these roads. This is the hailstorm question. Look at this. This is kind of crazy. Going off-roading and stuff. But yeah, a little bit to the east, you can see a little bit of snow here. It was pretty much just clicking around for wherever you can see snow. Goes all the way up here in Batsumber, and then obviously this road that goes up to Darkon and a little bit to the west of it. But as you move further towards Urdanet, it just gets completely deserty and you can't really see too much. But yeah, a lot of snow coverage. So we're going to be talking about this road here, these roads around Darkon, surrounding it, the east of Ulaanbaatar, this southwest road coming out of Ulaanbaatar, and then this road here, which is like not the easiest to get as previously mentioned, but yeah, you can pretty much see the distribution of snow coverage here, and I think it's pretty useful in Ulaanbaatar, or in Mongolia rather, to understand where the snow coverage is, so you can make a nice guess down. I think the default click's probably just Ulaanbaatar, but you know, if you're on like 5x damage, you can get a lot of points from going Darkon correctly or this area correctly, perhaps. So somewhat less valuable meta, but I think it's definitely something that players need to learn. Alright, this one is also more of a niche meta for meta number 2, but we're going to be talking about Yolyn Valley foggy coverage. Super niche, actually, because there's pretty much only this one stretch of road, which you're going to get completely foggy coverage like this. I mean, if you know it, you know it. So it's definitely very valuable for the one time that it comes up in your games. Especially because look how far away this is from like a lot of the other coverage. Like, I feel like most people would just click here. You can get a nice guess down here with the foggy coverage. But anyway, yeah, foggy coverage here, gonna be a really short one to talk about, because as you move out of this valley here, like if you move here, not gonna get any fog, and as you move further into the canyon, not as much fog. But yeah, pretty valuable, I would say, to learn this canyon as well, because you will get car here, so can be included on maps. But yeah, the foggy coverage is definitely the one takeaway that I would have for meta number 2. Alright, meta number 3, we're going to be talking about some highways here. So we're going to start off with a highway that I feel like most people do know, and that's going to be the Choir Highway. Yeah, we're going to be using this white car with the backward snorkel. We're pretty much driving at this like southeast angle for most of it. Very dry, very, like, I mean, we're just driving into the desert, aren't we? So it's just going to be very dry. It is going to be paved pretty much all of the way through, which is quite nice. And occasionally, you will see the train line or west, I do believe. I don't know if you can see it on this one, basically, but let's zoom into one that we might be able to see it on. This one is probably over the ridge as well. Let's just click on a little pano in which it's very close to the road here. But yeah, you can see the train line throughout on a lot of the panos here. Here it is. And yeah, very useful to get this road, plus the road angle. I mean, it's probably one of the most recognizable roads in Mongolia to begin with, but with the train line and stuff, and the angle guessing, it's possible for a nice little 5k. And then we'll move on to the Mongolia one, as I highlighted, snow coverage, of course. And then, as we move further down, no snow coverage, but we are once again driving into the desert. Yeah, you kind of get this brown soil as you move like southwest of Mongolia here. So it kind of switches up from like the like here's like a lighter style-ish soil here in the middle. But yeah, this brown soil is pretty consistent throughout, whereas on this one, like you can get some grass and stuff like that. So definitely useful for looking between the two. But yeah, this one's gonna obviously have a different car. We're gonna have the blue tent on this one as compared to the white road here. So I mean, it's hard to get confused with the angle anyway. But yeah, definitely something to know for the Mount Mogovi Highway. All right, we'll talk about the Millennium Road next, and this is gonna be like orange coverage, orange grass rather. And as you move further down, it's going to turn a little bit more into sunset. So you can see the sun pretty clearly in the western part of the sky. Yeah, with longer shadows. But yeah, you'll get this orange grass pretty much throughout this entire road. And this one's pretty much going to be going east-west throughout the entire thing. So quite useful. But yeah, you can see the sun pretty clearly in the sky for most of this road. Maybe not the most recognizable road for beginners. You will get this gray tent and such, but yeah, definitely something you can pick up if you play Mongolia enough. All right, next we move on to the Chingis Baran Road, which has a lot of clouds on it, very overcast like this, and it has very dark style pavement. I think it was as if it was just paved, honestly, and you have these pretty wide shoulders, I guess. And yeah, wide shoulders, very, very, very dark pavement with the overcast, plus the blue tent. Pretty easy, this highway here. And it comes up sometimes, so another useful highway to learn. All right, the last one. Actually, there's two more, sorry. The Darkon to Erdenet Road, which we kind of covered in the last video a little bit, or sorry, with the snow coverage a little bit. You will see that this road actually has a tentless car here, like kind of similar to the one that we have on the Choir Highway. Plus a little bit of winter coverage, although it's not like completely evident that it's winter. I mean, I guess it's March, but like technically, like we do have a lot of snow. But yeah, you can see these transmission towers, by the way, to the south on these hills as we drive towards Erdenet. The eastern portion is like, I don't know, kind of 50-50 on whether or not it'll be like the blue tent or this car, because it was written 2 times, and if you zoom in here, you can actually see two different blue lines, which means for some reason there's two different sets of coverage on the same road. Rather than overwriting the coverage, they just stuck 2 bits of coverage on the same road, which is a little interesting. But yeah, you can see these transmission towers, pretty big ones, throughout the entire drive, all the way to Erdenet, plus the tentless car. So another valuable one there. And then this one, we have the road to Cooter, and this one's going to have the railroad pretty much throughout to the south. You can see it following pretty closely to the actual road that we're on. Yeah, this one's an east to west road as well, plus these hills as well. Kind of looking like Buryatia, not as green, but yeah, you can see the railroad throughout the entire road. So that's definitely another valuable road to learn. All right, for meta number 4, we're going to be talking about Bugant and its narrow dirt trail roads. So Bugant is going to have, you know, as pretty specifically mentioned, we're going to have these narrow dirt trails. See if we can find a really good example where we're moving through like some very narrow trails like this. But you're going to have birches on both sides pretty much. Pretty big birch forest because it is quite green here, quite unexplored. No idea why the Google driver decided to go in here. Like, this is kind of a bitty location, I'd say. But I think most people know that you'll might only get this coverage in Mongolia and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna have like this blue-gray tent as well. Yeah, as we get up to Bugant here, you will get, you know, just birches all around, lots of birch forest and stuff. So definitely a pretty useful meta for people to learn. And yeah, definitely check out the JSON for a little bit of locations there. All right, last meta number 5 we're going to be talking about is nighttime coverage in Mongolia. So the nighttime coverage, you're always going to be driving towards the city. We're going to get it east to the west, to the, like, I don't know, to the north here, to Baron-Urt, and then to the east in Maroon here. But yeah, we're driving east towards the city. Like, look how crazy this is. I don't know if you'll ever get I feel like most maps will exclude this, but it's definitely very useful in case it's like an AI generated map and you just get like a location like this. Sun is setting here, which goes to Dashbal Bar. This one, we're driving west to Dariganga. Yeah, I mean, pretty clear sunset coverage here. Trying to make it into the city. This one, driving north towards Baron Urt. And yeah, just sunset coverage throughout. It's pretty cool that they publish these, actually, because it is very cool coverage. And then this one, Maroon, southeast. Looking at it, like, you can pretty much see all these nighttime panos. But yeah, probably some of the coolest coverage in GeoGuessr IMO. But the nighttime coverage, certainly a valuable one, and certainly something to learn as well. Alright guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed meta video number 2 for Mongolia. A little bit of a shorter one because there wasn't as much to talk about. I think the roads and different kinds of coverage are quite useful. But, you know, urban Mongolia is always going to be the hardest, in my opinion. So guessing that is definitely much more valuable. So I made that a bit of a longer video. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another GeoGuessr video. Peace.